the Dyatlov Pass Incident remains one of the most enduring mysteries of the 20th century. In 1959, a group of 9 experienced hikers, led by Igor Dyatlov, embarked on a trek through the Ural Mountains in the Soviet Union. All 9 of the hikers tragically perished due to unknown circumstances. The hikers' deaths were deeply perplexing. Autopsies revealed that some had died from hypothermia, while others had suffered traumatic injuries, including a skull fracture and chest fractures, despite no external signs of trauma. One victim was even missing her tongue. The official cause of their deaths was listed as an unknown compelling force. Decades later, interest in the Dyatlov Pass incident persists, with ongoing investigations and expeditions seeking to unravel the truth behind the hikers' tragic end. But it doesn't end there, because recent reports state that in February of 2021, a group of 9 tourists, mostly residing from Moscow, went missing while investigating the same area as the first crew met their mysterious demise. So join us, as we uncover the truth behind the recent disappearance in the strange and mysterious Dyatlov Pass. 9 hikers at the well-known Dyatlov Pass, in the Russian Ural Mountains, mysteriously perished in February 1959. History must truly repeat itself because at this exact spot, a group of tourists just recently disappeared without a trace. Because of the strange and enigmatic injuries found on the bodies of the original 9 hikers, investigators and amateur sleuths have come up with a wide range of theories for why they died, from aliens and spirits to native tribes and Bigfoot. In February, over 60 years later, the Dyatlov Pass was again the focus of a perplexing mystery. The tourists who went missing recently, most of whom are from Moscow, investigated the area, after just learning about the unsettling circumstances surrounding the 1959 Dyatlov Pass incident. However, the hiking group was expected to return on February 10th, but they never did. On the day of their scheduled return, a local source informed Russian media that, quote, "they have not returned yet and there is no contact with them." There was further fear and panic that something had happened to the group of hikers when local authorities revealed that the missing crew had also neglected to officially register their movements in the area with the appropriate authorities. There were only 3 registered crews in the Dyatlov Pass area at the time, according to the Ministry of Emergency Situations in the Sverdlovsk region, which means that the hikers who went missing were eventually unaccounted for. According to the ministry, there have been no reports of missing people if the group is not registered. However, a day after the initial reports, a correspondent for one Russian media outlet stated that the group may have been located and had safely exited the area. They had reportedly experienced problems mostly as a result of bad weather that caused them to delay their check-in and incite panic. It seems that the hikers may have escaped a terrible fate, similar to the 9 who died at the Dyatlov Pass more than 60 years earlier, despite the fact that these reports are few and have not been widely shared as of yet. At the end of January of 1959, the 9 hikers who started the expedition set out to summit Otorten, a mountain in Soviet Russia's northern Urals. The mountain pass has been named in the honor of Igor Alexeyevich Dyatlov, the 23-year-old hiker, who led the 8 hikers on their trip. Dyatlov had promised his sports team he would telegraph them as soon as he got back, but they never heard from him. Weeks later, friends and family started to get concerned. To locate Dyatlov and the other 8 people, a search party was sent out on February 20th. This is where the investigation would take an unexpected and strange turn. Investigators quickly located the hikers' tent, but it was completely destroyed. The fact that the tent appeared to have been sliced open from the inside was even more unsettling. Even though this was an odd discovery, it got even stranger when you realized that the nighttime lows could drop as low as -22. Investigators discovered pairs of shoes at the site and tracks left by bare feet that led out of the campsite and into the icy wilderness. This begged the unsettling question, why, on a cold Russian winter night, would seasoned hikers be so desperate to escape their own tent that they would cut their way out and run into the forest before they would have a chance to put on some clothes? Subsequently, the detectives discovered an array of peculiar and graphic hints, each more perplexing than the other. The bodies of 2 hikers who were only wearing their underwear were then discovered. One hiker had a peculiar brown-purple complexion and a gray liquid dripping from his lips. The next bodies discovered had wounds on their hands and branches wrapped around them, suggesting a last-ditch attempt to scale the surrounding trees. The bodies had injuries that suggested gruesome violence that seemed out of place, and some of them were naked or wore mismatched clothes. The Soviet authorities quickly closed the investigation in spite of this puzzling and gruesome evidence. Officially, an unknown natural force was blamed for the hikers' deaths. Nevertheless, this conclusion only served to fuel conspiracy theories in the years that followed. An avalanche was thought to have killed the 9 hikers, according to an early theory. Although avalanche victims typically die from asphyxiation, this theory was supported by the disarray of their campsite, their mismatched clothing, and the blunt force trauma injuries they sustained. However, there was neither any prior record of avalanche activity in the region nor any tangible proof of an avalanche. An alternative hypothesis suggested that the indigenous Mansi people had attacked the hikers. However, this too faded when more information became available, since the Mansi were mainly peaceful and there was no sign of an assault. Stranger theories suggested that aliens were involved, or that the hikers had been attacked by Yetis. Perhaps one of the hikers had gone insane and killed the others, or perhaps they had been the victims of a Soviet experiment. However, no theory has been definitively shown to be accurate in the past 60 years. Russia published the findings of a brand new, 4-year investigation in 2019. Authorities did not change their initial conclusion, which stated that an avalanche claimed the hikers' lives. However, this has not stopped the influx of case-related theories. According to Johann Gaum, a Swiss researcher who examined the Dyatlov Pass incident, people do not want it to be an avalanche. It is far too typical. According to him, a slab avalanche claimed the hikers' lives. In this instance, it is possible that a little, gradual slide crushed the tent, forcing the hikers to make an inclines to escape. It is impossible to know for sure what happened in the absence of any witnesses, known or dead. Thankfully, everyone involved in the recent incident at the Dyatlov Pass appeared to have returned home. According to one of the hikers, "We got stuck on the lake, and the satellite dish broke. As a result, we were unable to communicate in the morning. They lost us because of this, which caused some anxiety." Nonetheless, anything remotely unusual regarding the Dyatlov Pass will undoubtedly cause panic for many more years to come. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching this video through its entirety. Your support truly means the world to me. And if you enjoyed this type of content, don't forget to subscribe, turn on all notifications and share it with your friends. Remember, your feedback keeps me motivated and helps me create even better content for you. So if you would like to see more videos about the strange and mysterious, then check back in a couple of days for new content because we post 2 to 3 times a week. Well, until next time, thank you again, and stay awesome.